Hello? That's messing up. Yikes. Alright. Hey, Ash. Alright, well, that chat's broken. Yep. Hello, hello, chat. I don't have a stream up because I'm a terrible streamer who never goes live. Mute my own stream. Make sure it's live. Hero. I don't remember who you are, but you're apparently a mod of my chat. Not trying to be rude. I just don't remember you. Anywho. I am now ready. Oh my god. I know exactly who you are. You don't start with this shit. We're gonna go live with Stanley Parable, and that is all we are gonna stream today. Anybody tries to tell me to stream something else, they're gonna get banned. We're not doing this shit anymore. This is the stream of the day. We're playing this. It came out very recently. Very excited to play it. I know you're gonna stop spamming immediately, or you're gonna get banned again. Just like you did in the past. The spam of saying the same shit over and over ain't gonna continue. Anyway, sorry. I know. Thanks, man. I also know it was you on TikTok. I'm not stupid. Anyway, here we go with this. I'm jumping in. You guys aren't gonna be able to hear it. No. I don't know where it is. Oh no, you guys aren't gonna be able to hear it. I'm so concerned. Okay, hold on. I have a chance to fix this. Okay, you guys can hear it. It's quiet though, but we can fix that. It's good now. Yes, I remember, Evan. I do remember you. It's hard to not fucking remember. It'd be very absurdly hard not to. Have I played the Stanley Parable before? Yes, I have. I love the game. Easily one of my favorite games. So computer is barely visible. Let me see what it's like on the stream. We're going to do it right there. That looks pretty good for stream's sake. Boop. We're going to go into blue mode because of that. Can I be respectful and act like I miss you? The answer to that question, Evan, is no, I can't. Because what I remember of you is you were annoying, you spammed, asked me to play other games on stream when I had already had dedicated streams planned. And when I told you to stop doing these things, you didn't. So no. You want respect? Earn it. And so far, in the time you've been back in my chat, you haven't changed. So no, I'm not going to be respectful about it. The spam is going to stop. You're just a member of my chat. I don't know you. You're not my pal. Hate to be that guy, but I'm trying to enjoy. I want to enjoy today's stream. Just chill. We can have a conversation without you being like, do you remember me, X? Do you remember me? Huh? 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 Do you remember me? Huh? Huh? Do I remember Hawk, one of my friends? Yeah. Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah, we're not doing this the whole stream. We're being like, you remember? Remember? We're not doing that. Don't continue. I'm gonna do this now. I'm not going to. Enter the current time. It is... Interesting that we need that. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. You're not acting like it. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Video. Can I choose what when it's on? I would love to choose the monitor it's on. I want it in front of me. Okay. Here. Just don't.
You know what? Even if you were going to be sarcastic and ironic, I think you should still act as though it was personal in order to lead these kind of yeah. So let's just say so let's try. So let's just say it was yeah.
Awesome. Okay. 1 second. Oh, that can go away. Okay. Properties. Wrong one. Buff. Yeah, if you want to donate money, I don't think I actually put the tip link in. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just going to put the tip link.
So let's just say so let's try. So let's just say it was yeah.
Hold on. There. Tip link's available now. Cool, man. Good for you, man. Happy for you. Why is it on that monitor? What's happening? Everything's fucking breaking. Everything is broken. Awesome. That's just what I love to see. That's so fucking cool. Oh, that's so cool. I love it when everything breaks. It's so fucking cool. It makes me soup. Yes, I remember Hawk. You're this close, man. You already asked it, and I answered. Really cool, man. Really cool. Love answering the same shit. We're not doing this today, man. Hang on. Before we just start, can I just say something? Oh, okay. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you boot up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. All good. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. No, I don't. I don't treat my fans like shit. I treat you like shit because you've treated me like shit. That's why. You spam and ignore me. So, no, I don't appreciate it. I treat people with respect. Haru here, great guy. Ethan, Shadow, Bat, Hawk, all of them, viewers, all great people. Don't get on my nerves every fucking message. You, however, do. Anyway, I'm gonna play my game now, like I wanted to. Since you're being so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Will do. I've never lived with my mother or in her basement. I have my own place and live with my girlfriend. Make plenty of money and shit. So, I have a dog. I'm doing great. Whichever time you want, if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thanks, game. Awesome. Oh, hell yeah, it's not sized right. Let me go to... Fucking hell, dude. Oh my god, this game is messing with my video settings. Someone doesn't know what pansexual means. That's very fucking clear. You don't know what it means. Haru, can you do me a favor and block him? Thanks. I'm done dealing with this. This is no longer going to be a problem for me anymore. I don't feel like dealing with this anymore. You had your chance, man. You had your fucking chance. Ah. I got it, Haru. Oh, you got it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Anyway, we've been timed out for... Oh, no, you're just fucking gone now. I don't care. Simply not resist. Give me the correct time again. After all, I know how much you enjoy saying the time correctly. Curious how accurate 421. Let's use another slider to find out. Inaccurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning about you and how you like things to be set. Dude, you don't get it. Go bother another streamer, man. I don't have the patience for it. Wish we had more sliders. I've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be right by next time you boot up the game. I kind of want to just keep closing the game and shit. Hold on. I'm going to choose borderless. Because that one allows me to click off. Like always. Wait, I should have an HD version. No, is there not a 1920 by 1080? Holy shit. Why are there so many different resolutions? There, 1920 by 1080. Keep resolution and my high hertz. Beautiful. I actually need to do some this way. System, display, advanced display settings. This one. Why in God's name? Where is it? Why are we on this one? No. This one. Okay. Okay, we're good. We good, chat. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Alright. Let's finally get into this. Let me just do one last thing. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Get out of my chat forever. Oh my god. Don't come back with another account. I don't want you here. Go fuck yourself, Evan.
With that example, you know what? Even if you were going to be sarcastic and ironic, I think you should still act as though it was personal in order to leave the biggest kind of stuff. Right? Yeah. So let's just say
Don't come back with a fresh account because you are not welcome here. Begin the game. The end is never the end is never the end. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I would love to. Need to look for something else. Yikes. That could have been bad. Alright. I could actually use someone's help with something, by the way. I need a thumbnail artist to make a couple of thumbnails for streams.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I can still do the thing!
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
We're gonna do the things here, you know?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I can't jump, by the way. Fun fact. Achievement get. You can't jump.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah? Okay. Good thing.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yes, sir.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to pick just one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Awesome. Graphics are a little bit better and I love it.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir! And we get up here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more.
Yeah, content, baby! Let's go!
I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs.
Yo!
How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Yeah?
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier. Chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything.
Fuck those
Good
railings.
job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Yeah,
Good job,
I
you
did
did
it.
it. Good job, you did 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 it.
Oh. That's the actual ending now. Oh, that's hilarious.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
no.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I don't know how many he said, but I'm looking for it.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, I know where that one is. I saw that earlier. What's over here?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Yes, sir. 415. Is it over here? Is it over here?
Now, back to door number 437.
Of course. 437. Let's go. We're getting the achievement, boys. Let's go.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the call right? Back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Hell yeah, the achievements. Achievement. Wait, I forgot. Where is it?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh, that one's over here.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Oh, jolly good show! Yeah.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5!
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Ooh, let's go, baby!
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Hey,
Just
let's
think,
actually
only a
beat
few
them
things.
properly.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
All right, my bad. Didn't mean to fall off the railing there.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Stay on the
Feeling
railing as
a
much
wave
as
of
possible,
disbelief,
but
Stanley decided to
that's
go up
hilarious.
to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. that kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
There's a way to stay on that railing as long as possible.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Hey, that's my desk. Anyway, I'm not there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Face Punch Studios.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So, I've seen Jacksepticeye's beginning playthrough of this,
Blackness,
and the game crashes.
And a rising chill of uncertainty.
For him, at least.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Now, I saw Jacksepticeye's playthrough so far this, and it crashed here.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
It seems like it was
the
a bug
feeling
fix.
of liberation,
It's working
the
right.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Hooray. It's a good ending. Achievement unlocked. Beat the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It is.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to
Yes.
spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ooh, coffee. Coffee nut.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Anyway.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Me too. He really is just encouraging me to die, huh? That looks pretty far down. How far you reckon that is, chat? I reckon that's pretty far down. Let's see what he says.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
He really is just encouraging me to kill myself, huh? Wow. Put me on that chair. I want to go there. Come on, let me do it. Damn. Yay!
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Wow. Rude.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Doubtful. Alright, now this is...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Well,
doors,
listen.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of despair. Oh no, oh no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Oh, come on! Don't be like that. Come on. You know you want to. Dick.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We have to go upstairs here because of this. Great painting. They were just having fun. Nice stuff. Oh, finally. I had to click on the button again. I wasn't going anywhere. Okay. Wait. Okay. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Kill surprise. Yep, yep. That's how you get the speed run. Like, redo the game in 4 minutes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the
Shit!
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Awesome. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't. Well? No, because that ending takes forever.
Stanley was so
Where's
bad
all
at following
these?
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I don't remember that walkway. That's new. It looks like a vent. That wasn't there before either. Interesting.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Off, you say?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is
Really
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm gonna go through the red door because this is the most depressing ending. I
Oh,
want to
thank
get out of the way
God you are
early.
willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh,
It
it's
is beautiful.
beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Fuck your
I
happiness,
actually
dog.
feel... No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Yep.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
There's an achievement for playing all day on a Tuesday, and I'm gonna set it to this ending.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
So sad.
Can you do that for me?
I just want to
Yes.
say you get slower
Perhaps
as
you
it goes
can.
on.
Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
I see red.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
No. I think I can be happy on a reset. It is pretty though.
No, perhaps not.
You get slower as each time you hit the floor.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No. No, you're not reading the situation correctly.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
I did want to
Well,
make
this one is yours.
By the way, I could just keep going up and
Do
down
you
those
actually
stairs.
want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Oh, I'm fucking teasing you, bro. You know, I don't need to fucking go back in here. I just am doing it so y'all can hear dialogue. Shit is beautiful. It gets more beautiful as it goes on.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
It's probably still possible, but there's not an ending for standing here. I'll just be stuck here forever. Granted, I'm all for it. It's a good thing. No. I'm so slow now. Bye.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
The end is never the end. Buttons! It's the heaven ending. It's the button ending. Beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, that's the end of it. Cool, isn't it, guys? Anyway, we can do that whenever we want now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh shit!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. Ooh, I'm just excited. Finally, new shit. I don't even know what's happening now. I've been spoiled on one thing.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Oh yeah.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Very exciting.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yo, I can jump! Pog! Let's go!
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's
I don't
see
know
it.
what's going on.
I'm
from this
ready for
point on.
whatever it is.
I don't know what there is now. Starting now, this is all new.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video
Actually,
game
I've heard
developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I didn't reset that game. It did it itself. That's new.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
New content. Content. Does this bring me where I think I
Okay,
am?
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Okay.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Elden Ring? The fuck?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
I do.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
2013. That's a cute way of doing that. The mind control facility. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to Stanley Parable in the category of story. That said Last of Us. Oh, no, there's actually an award for it. That's cool. Stanley Parable demo.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Hey, man. I like my elevator content, alright? Don't you make fun of my video, or my, elevator content. The elevator content is great. This door's gonna close behind me. Here's a downstairs option.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, I can go back.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Climbing boy. I'm the climbing boy. Wow, there's a lot of shit here, huh? Car. Spooky. Okay. I can get over there, I think. I can't get over there.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I just want to point out that every other review that you're not seeing is a recommended one. It's just the one that's posted up are bad. I don't like that music, bro. This feels very horror-esque, bro. No, thank you. Let me in. I know I'm gonna get there, but there's a positive review right there, bud. Don't need to feel bad. No. Why are all the bad reviews posted up here? He's gonna get depressed.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
No way.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
This seems like a bad idea, bud. I'm not sure you're gonna...
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
Yeah.
Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making...
What? I don't care. No, wasn't shit. Shush. that I'm supposed to be skipping, but I'm not going to because it's funny.
Choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow, now Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button.
Button!
And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
You can't.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've all... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh my God.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Well, it seems like you enjoy
I was
yourself.
consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow
my
in it for
takeaway.
what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known.
seems like
It
you're
was a
glad that
space
happened.
without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being.
Okay.
I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines,
Wow.
and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being.
Yeah.
It was incredible. The spaciousness, the
Sounds
equanimity
like you
of the
want me to hit
moment,
that button again.
both singular and
And I'll see you in about 30 years.
For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known
Oh.
crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid, as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is,
Well,
and for
that's
you
rude.
to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Asshole, I'm hitting the button again. Oh, he's dead. Bud? Huh. Narrator's dead. smoke detector's battery is dead, finally. Well, that's good. Oh, the clock fell off the wall. Wow.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course.
Is he still talking? Bud, you good? Friend? Are you dead again? Button's not. Oh, button popped out again. Water? Pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Oh, whoa.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Okay, that's enough of that.
The end is.
What's the problem? Then pull out your fucking phone. All pipes are leaking a lot more. Is this ending with it flooding as shit? Oh my god. Light! Freedom? Maybe? Freedom? Sir, let me out! Has it been like 10 million years now? You ain't talking. Portal? Is this the start to Portal? He ain't talking anymore. Oh. What happened? Such drastic changes. Freedom. Oh, is my button broken? Yep, my button's broken. There's clearly one direction I should be going. What happened? I guess we're gonna walk, Chad. I don't know what happened, Chad. I don't know what happened.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Here we go. Ashley, use my phone.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark. and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yo!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay then. Welcome to chat, I guess.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Wow. More TSP, better TSP, paradigm shift, synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope client-centric marking. The color red, leverage, holistic value, sequential mind share. Hell yeah. Let's go. I like the second one. No. Fifth one. Fifth one's the best.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2 City. Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, A Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. I guess we're going this way. I want to take the bus, though. Let me take the bus to the new content. That sounds like fun. Holy shit.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
If this just says Stanley, I'm gonna be disappointed. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
I love that idea. Let's see how it goes.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
All right, my name is
Just play
Jim
along.
now.
I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
My name is
I want
Jim.
you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Oh my god.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Holy shit. I'm Jim. Oh my god.
Jim.
Holy shit.
Yes,
That's
you
so
see?
cool.
What a thrill! What a rush!
my
that
God,
was
it
you.
said my
The
name.
button describes
said
you.
Jim.
Do it again. Do it again. Jim.
Oh my god.
It hits even harder the second time.
Damn,
if this
it
were the
does.
only new feature in the Stanley Parable
Shit.
2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
No.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the gym button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim! No! But my name's Jim! I'm coming back for that button, jackass. You can't stop me from hearing my name. You can't! You can't stop me forever! Give me my Jim button, you asshole. Let me in! I'm coming back for your goddamn Jim button. You can't stop me forever.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
How dare you? 2. No screenshots. A whole new office. Red is the new orange. I like that. I like that flooring. That flooring's pretty good. New update ray traced in the same good way. Sequel to the new features, new content. See, I saw that thing there. But earlier, I saw it. Alright, let's see. I want to see you stop me. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Wow. Free easy achievement. I want that. Oh, I hope that's me.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me the achievement! Give it to me. I crave achievement. Give it to me. Fucking useless ass narrator, son of a bitch. Fucking with me, saying that you give me the achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Yo!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
That's funny. If you use them all, it fucking gets fully used there. That's cool. Can't stop me from hearing my name forever. I mean, what do the investors think if they don't even see the button that says Jim? What if one of the investors' name is Jim, huh? Asshole. I can't believe he's stopping me from hearing my name. For my name is Jim. Reassurance bucket. I want merch. Can I have some merch? Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well,
Okay.
I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Okay.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see,
Yo!
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go
Damn,
on and
I
on,
do
don't
look
they?
good holding this bucket.
All this
huh?
and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I get to keep the bucket!
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Wow, rude. He wasted no time putting
Well,
those
actually,
balloons up.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright. Alright.
This is the...
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I'm going to have to... Oh, fuck. How do I do it? Oh, my God. There's... This is going to be hell. Okay, so... Yeah, I know. Alright, so what everybody doesn't realize that... So, this game got an update. Obviously, this is a new game. There's an achievement for setting all of the settings sliders to all of the possible numbers. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 6, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 63, 62, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 4, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. We're going to go back to 75 on that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is about to get so much worse once we go to the fucking audio, by the way. And right here, where these are at hundreds, we'll do this another time, but it's so awful. Wait, hold on. $344. Infinite hole. Oh. Interesting. Okay, collectibles. And whatever this is. This N is the jump circle. Okay, so...
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
There are 6 of these? Chat, we are not.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
No. No. We are... We can't move on from this. Now we're gonna have to go back through everything we've already looked at. There's 6 of these, bro. Oh, there's gotta be something back here, bro. Where are the rest of my collectibles, asshole? I don't trust him, dude. Hey, this is the exit. No. 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 There was a... We haven't seen the infinite hole yet. We haven't seen the infinite hole. We need to see the infinite hole. We can't just leave yet. Not to mention my collectibles I haven't found. Which I don't even know if the rest actually exist. It's honestly a toss-up at this point. Because they could exist and they could also very much not exist. They could be in other playthroughs? Infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
There's potential collectibles to find. Don't mind me if I don't give a shit about your hole, brother. Your hole doesn't matter to me. There's potential figurines, bro. What's up? Wow.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say
laggy.
so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Alright. Infinite hole? Pretty cool. I like it. Gotta work on the lag issues before the release of the game and stuff, but you know, it's alright. It's alright, narrator, man. I need your name. Dude. He's just so... Wait. He's just so handsome. I need more. More collectibles. I need collectibles. There was I apparently got number 1 out of 6. Supposedly there are 6.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Not really. Where's the rest of my collectibles, jackass? New mugs! Oh my goodness. There's screenshots. You know, dang well I'm looking for these collectibles.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. No. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better.
There were collectibles. I saw the collectibles. I need them.
Version 2.
How do I get in there?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, I'm doing it. Yo, hold up. Where's... Okay, so... I don't know. I mean, obviously we're fucking starting. This is fucking cool. It's a cool menuing, by the way.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Music not changed.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm at chat.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Okay.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Good animation.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Wait, this way. Think there's a collectible out there, chat? I think there's a collectible out there, chat.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
On the
And
shelf.
wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it.
Fuck
Really
you,
tell the
broom
broom
closet.
closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand
That's
on the
really
wide
mean.
variety of experiences you and the bucket
Me
have
and the
shared
bucket,
together.
we
Go
went
through
through
each of
the
them
right
point
door
by
earlier,
point.
bro.
Share your journal entries
We
detailing
sat
the
in
rich
the
emotional
fucking break
landscape
room
of your
for a
feelings
while.
for
It
the
was
bucket,
great.
as they have changed and
And
evolved
we went through a
over the
maintenance
years.
hallway.
Let him have it.
Then Gwen to me. I mean, like, jeez, broom closet, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, come on. Clearly.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Oh, thank
Here
you.
we go. There.
Oh,
Now
fuck
it's settled.
yeah.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, fuck you, broom closet.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
True.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Collectibles!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will. I just knew there had to be a figure there. I bet there's one in the executive bathroom. Maybe one in the elevator? Oh, the possibilities. I may have passed one. Oh no.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
In the
This,
bathroom!
you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Ooh.
Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Hell yeah. Let's go. I love getting these Stanlerines. No.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Where's the Stanley? There has to be another one here. I knew it.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
baby.
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Let's go. I feel like I've missed one, but that's okay. No, it's not. I need all of them so I can get nothing.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Oh, thank God.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
I wonder if there's a Stanley down there.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Oh, that's the way back up. If I fuck it up. Interesting.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Employee number 427. It would be funny if there was just a bucket in there.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I wish there was an achievement for the bucket.
But here was the proof.
All right, there's
the heart
definitely
of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy
there's
or
definitely gotta
sad
be
or content.
a Stanley
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the Bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the Bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
How's there not a Stanley down there? Because, like, that'd be a good spot for it. I missed two?
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the Bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Stanley and the Bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Stanley in the Bucket.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the Bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
He doesn't have the Bucket! Bucket!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the Bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Thank God, I thought I lost you, Bucket. Can't do that to me, Bucket. Alright, Bucket, we're gonna leave this place one way or another. They can't stop us.
Stanley clung the Bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Yes,
Whispered the Bucket into Stanley's ear.
we've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The Bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed,
Oh my
desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the Bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the Bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What
are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No, said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this? As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power.
I did.
Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
But my bucket!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
You be good, Mr. Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I got my eye on you, Mr. Bucket. You can't fool me. Ethan! Hey, buddy. Welcome to Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Whoa. There will be a reward for finding them all, but there's 2 left. The completionist instinct. Flowing objects appear across that there are too many questions. There's no memo from the arrangement. You spotted one? The executive bathroom. I did know that one. I got that one. I recognize that picture. Where's that red room? Where? Provided by employee 416. But his desk is back there. Good luck. I saw. Bottom. All good, man. All right. Well. Large room with lots of boxes. Somewhere with both red and blue. I know where those are! I know where the red and blue is. Oh my God. This is hilarious. I know where the... I assume that that's talking about the door, the red and blue door? Room with lots of boxes? What one's that talking about? I definitely know where the somewhere red and blue is talking about. Maybe that's referring... Come on, Bucket, we have lots to think about.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Damn.
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Damn, dude. Gotta get me stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
All right.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Let's try downstairs then, because there was one of the figurines there.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy,
really
why
funny,
had he
by the
taken
way.
that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Damn.
His boss would think he was
hoping to be down
crazy.
here.
And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from
Where's
this.
my bucket?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically
thinking was the
grounding
cargo
presence
room,
of his
maybe.
bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
They are repeating.
And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh,
Whoa.
gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
No.
Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley,
Bucket?
it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be?
Bucket?
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly,
Bucket?
he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ella. Okay, how's this go with the bucket storyline?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He didn't have his bucket.
This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? Some powerful buckets, man. Okay. So.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Come on,
With
bucket.
the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
Let's
You've nearly gotten
go!
all of the
5
figure
out of
and the rings.
6.
Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have
Let's get
none
in
of them.
there.
And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
He keeps changing the fucking name. How do I get back? Oh. Bent? Oh. Hello? I don't like this. Big spook. Okay. I'm gonna wait. Press that against. Like, I know I should just press it, but. Alright, alright.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make
By the way,
sense.
we're listening to this in reverse.
There's no explanation for it.
Just gotta say.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
I think we just heard who the bucket is, and I'm not okay with that. Guys. Oh my god.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
No, we have a
Stanley did
figurine
not
to
question
grab.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I just ignored the bucket. Am I right?
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire
Don't you dare
rest of
take
the
my
game
bucket
if
away.
not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
But, figurine.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That looks like a bucket. That's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh my god, this isn't fair.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? What? What do you mean it's a bucket? Help.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
How? It is either a bucket or not
Wait,
a
hold
bucket.
on, I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Good.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Good.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
I don't know. I mean,
Stanley,
if you
I
think...
can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
Yes, sure, bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? How did
Everything is a bucket.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Woo!
Oh my
I was
God,
right.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yes.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right,
I don't know.
here we go.
Thank God.
All of his co-workers were
Anyway,
gone.
happy 12th
What could
birthday,
it mean?
step-niece.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. off on another thrilling adventure together. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Come on! Give it to me.
No, I'm still not feeling it. You see, now that you've gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough.
Okay.
Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now, that's the kind of thing that merits an achievement. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
I know that's not what it means, but I think it's funnier if that's how it's done.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times. Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
Don't phrase it like that again.
Now back to door number 437.
I didn't know I could close that door. I didn't know I could close that door. Interesting. I didn't know I could close that door.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk. Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416. We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
Don't say it like that, dude. Jesus.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430. Yes, we did it. Wow, that felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket hope today. Stanley, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We're gonna listen to Bucket
but
this
Stanley
time.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh, I'm playing.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I think I almost soft-locked the game. Jesus fucking, what the fuck? Why? Yes! What do you want? I don't know. It was in the one bag. Oh, bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
You don't know that. Don't listen to the loud man. Press F first to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh no, 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 no. what's going on. Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh my god. Chat, avert your eyes. Me and the bucket are about to have some alone time.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give
No.
it to me now. Give it or I'll...
I closed my eyes. What happened? Oh, everything went black. Go back to work, Stanley. Yes, my bucket overlord.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't like when it's backwards.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
So I don't know
and
where to
entered the
go.
door on
Okay,
his
I have
left.
one other
This
idea.
was not the correct way to the meeting
other
room,
than repeating
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
one thing.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the
So
place to
obviously
be.
we
And here it
could
was.
unplug
Had
the
the bucket
phone.
turned out to be correct? Was no, never mind.
we can try going
bucket
down
was
the
wrong.
elevator.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting
And
room.
we can try that again. And then die in
No.
the bucket.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Go
Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
So I
Stanley
want to try
chose not
that
to
again,
think
but
about this obvious
I don't know
fact.
how self-aware
He was
this
firmly
game
convinced
is.
that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the...
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Oh, excuse
To
me.
begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Don't forget to start with the funny hand position. The funny haha hand position.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink
Still die
things.
here. That's hilarious. I'm definitely not supposed to be able to.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Really nailing the comedy, dude.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud? Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Stanley, you
up the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
That's really good. Oh, we're still on the Stanley Parable too.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What happens if I pass the bucket? What happens if I forget it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
I
it.
still think that the fucking
It was
glass
okay.
collectible is in the red
But
door.
eager to get back to business,
Red and blue
Stanley
door,
took the first open door on his left.
I think it's through the blue door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
hope the
realize that
bucket's still
investing
there,
your
though.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Let's
Look,
go!
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Nothing matters. I got my figure. Pussy. No! Button ending. No!
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Stopping. Ashley, what's going on with food? I don't smell it.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yo,
I would
memory
love nothing more
zone!
than to revisit the figurines. Just
Yo.
one more time.
Oh wait, I have the back stretcher right here. I'm trying to use other shit. Why were you waiting? You can still cook a hamburger from frozen.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Yo, wait, 7 out of 6? Bug champ! I don't like this. That's really fucking off-putting. Anyway.
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I would never forget.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
I don't think that's accurate, but okay, buddy.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well,
No, we
I
didn't.
can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Definitely didn't happen like that, big man. You have a lot of trust in this game, huh? Oh, I do remember this one. What's up? It's so itchy on my left side, mainly. But that side's itchy too. Oh my goodness.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What's that back there? It's mini Stan number 5. Found you the cargo. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
It certainly looks like you put about 8 minutes of effort into it.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the
What?
last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because
Sorry about that, chat.
it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Oh.
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
Me too, bud.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I don't know what the pink room is.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
This is fucking hilarious. Damn.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The jump circle! Yo!
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
You got it. I guess we're going backwards again.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to...
Fuck you, cut you off, bitch. Heaven, let's go. Anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. Still haven't touched the escape
Still
ending.
no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and
done.
comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Because the boss knows that what the boss says, go if boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose? Heh. Poor panda. Okay, I also have another idea.
Stepping...
Yep. Going backwards at the speed of sound. Nobody's gonna get in my way. Time to go into outer space. Gonna go and break the world. I forget what happens here. I forget what happens here. Oh. Elevator. $760. Gotta go up 6 floors in backward silence. At least I have my trusty bucket. Gotta have my bucket. I forget what happens in this ending too. So that's cool. What's up?
Didn't know if you wanted me to record and hear you or watch it reverse.
I will end my stream after this ending. What one did you make? Awesome. Alright, chat, we're 2 floors off. Like I said, said just now, I'm gonna end the stream here in just a second. Once we get this ending. Because I have to look into other endings and shit now. Because there's a escape pod ending. Did they actually make something of this, or? They just make this super... They do something with it this time? That'd be dope as shit if they did. Oh, okay. Just going in. Bucket? This is fucking creepy, bro. Bro, there's definitely enough room for both you and the bucket, bro. Bro, there's enough room for you and the bucket. Bro, there's enough... No! No, why is it goodbye to the bucket? No! Bucket! And still nothing happens with this ending. Bucket. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bucket.
Stanley decided to go to
No,
the
the
meeting room.
bucket's
Perhaps
actually
he had
gone.
simply missed a memo.
Chat, the bucket's actually gone. No. We need to join the bucket. We need to join the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This. Bucket, come back.
Yet
Bucket.
there was not a single person here either.
No.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Fucking asshole.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What?
Here's the door.
Fuck you. I have to go be with my bucket. Bucket, I'm coming. You know what's crazy about this whole thing? Is somehow this game has made me actually emotionally attached to this bucket. Which is crazy. For obvious reasons. And obviously the bucket's gone, so theoretically, something could happen here. They could do something with the fact that I sent Bucket off last run, and now I'm going. That could be cool. I wonder if Bucket's gone fully, though? How the fuck did this game make me attached to a goddamn bucket? How the fuck? Shit's weird, bro. I'm actually nervous, bro. I hope it isn't just get in the pod and then blackness and then restart and then buckets back. That would be just... Although I'm sure that's probably what's gonna happen, but they could do something cool with this. Bucket! Is that it? That's it. A little disappointing. So in the original game, you could enable saves.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
have
And
dog
try
mode
not to
on.
lose this one too, you dolt.
Yes, sir.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing.
Okay, I'm calling it there. Thank you very much for everybody who came out. Appreciate it. Love you faces. I'm calling it a night.